What's up, FOA Squad? I'm Anthony, and welcome to our channel, Life with Anthony. I hope you guys are doing well out there. Happy Tuesday to you guys. Today, I'm going to be doing a Q&A. I asked that you guys post some questions on our community page, and you guys sent a lot of questions in. I'm not going to be able to answer, of course, all of them, but I'm going to answer about 6 or 7 of them and see how long the video goes. I don't want this to be a long video. It is also road trip day. Today I take off on what might be about a 2-week road trip with my friend Michael. He has already taken off. He's leaving from Connecticut, and he has about a 7-hour drive to our meeting point. And for me, I have a 3-hour drive. So I'm giving him a 4-hour start, and then we're going to meet up and go on this really fun road trip. I'm really excited because I feel like I have been still for a minute now. I've been in Baltimore for about a week and a half, and then I've been here up in PA for about a week and a half. So I'm really ready to hit the road for a while. All right, let's get into this Q&A. I think in the future I'm going to start doing a one Q&A question in every video, because I got some really good questions and I don't want those questions to go unheard or unanswered. So I think I'm going to start incorporating one Q&A question and answer in every video. But for now, let's get into a few of them now. All right, this one is from Mel S. How has your success influenced your journey? Do you see yourself buying a home in the future? As far as seeing myself buying a home in the future, I'm not quite sure yet. I do want to just right now prepare myself so that I can have different options when the time comes. Mainly speaking about retirement for me in about 5 years. So I'm not sure yet. It's really early for me to even try to decide what my living status is going to be. So right now I'm just working on financial preparation so that I can make whatever decisions that I decide to when that time comes. Okay, and how has your success influenced your journey? I think it influenced it in a way that it has allowed me, well, I'm looking at it in 2 stages of my journey. The before our community took off and after our community has taken off. After our community has taken off, of course, it has allowed me to get a lot of things done much sooner than later, such as leaving my job, buying this minivan, getting my teeth done. So it has definitely had a really big impact and influenced my journey a lot. Now, as far as the future of my journey, I'm really excited to get into some traveling. I'm not going to be doing a lot of traveling because once next year hit and the whole campground season start, I'm going to be settled down in the whole campground lifestyle. Just a quick note of what my plan is for next year's campground season. I will be up in PA from May until the end of August, but I'm not going to be staying at the campground for the entire 4 months of the camping season there. I'm going to stay 2 weeks out of every month, and then the other 2 weeks of the month, I'm going to use that to travel or go visit my mom or go visit Lamont and things like that. So that's how I have May to August scheduled out. Everything else is kind of up in the air right now. The next question is for Kimmel Lynn. Is your father still alive? What is your relationship with him? My father passed away about over 20 years ago. So he hasn't been around for quite a long time now. Okay, the next question is from S. Collins. After quitting your job and becoming a YouTube content provider, what has been the biggest benefits besides the overall freedom the lifestyle provides? Well, for me, this lifestyle and the biggest benefits for me are only in 2 categories. And that's the freedom of the lifestyle that I have, which S. Collins says besides that. And the other one is the financial benefit of it. Of course, I am now and continuing to be in a position where I can live life the way that I want to live my life on my terms. And it's all because of our community that we have here. So I would definitely say if it's not the freedom aspect of it, it's the financial aspect of it. Michelle Smith, what is the coldest temperatures you slept in your vehicle, and what can people without the option of staying in hotels do to stay warm? Well, the coldest temperatures, I mean, I'm up here in PA, up in the northeast, so it gets pretty cold. It probably got down to single digits many nights during the winter time. And as you know, last winter I spent the entire winter in my SUV. I think the most important thing when you're living in, especially a smaller vehicle like a minivan and or an SUV, the most important thing in the wintertime is your windows. You have to insulate your windows. You guys know that I bought special custom panels for that SUV, and then I padded them up with some reflectix until them bad boys were about this thick. And then I put them in each window. And I can tell you now, it made a heck of a difference. It made a heck of a difference. Also, I bought, before I even left out of the apartment, I bought some wool blankets. I had about 3 wool blankets, and then there's the clothes that you sleep in. I always slept in my clothes. I didn't even have to change clothes when I got up in the morning, because I put what I was wearing the next day, on and slept in it. And then in the morning I got up and just, I didn't have to put on clothes. So, warm clothes, insulate your windows, and your bedding. Get some wool blankets, boy. My wool blankets are heavy too, boy. Them bad boys ain't no joke. And I even purchased a sleeping bag this year about 3 weeks ago. So we'll see if I ever get a chance to use that. Okay, Angelia the BBW. Are you leaning towards living in your new van on a campground area, or are you still going to stay in your van in PA in your usual area? That's going to be a combination, like I touched on just a few minutes ago. That's going to be a combination of campgrounds, being in my van, of course, in my van at the campground. When I stay at the campgrounds, I don't rent cabins or anything like that. I rent a tent spot or a single spot, and I stay in there, and I stay in my van or whatever vehicle I had, prior to my SUV, and I sleep there. Campgrounds have tables and fire pits and everything, and for the most part, you're out of your vehicle anyway until you sleep, or unless it rains or something like that and you have to be in your vehicle. So it's going to be a combination of both. I will say this, I probably, more than likely, will not be doing hotel stays anymore. 99.5%, because now that I have this minivan, it's much more comfortable for me to just pull up somewhere and climb in the back and go to sleep. Okay, Lori Ross asks, are you going to be adding more padding to your bed to make it more comfortable? The first 3 nights I slept on this bed, between the 2.5-inch firm mattress and the thickness of the top of the plywood of the bed, it seemed like my hip was a little uncomfortable because I'm a side sleeper. However, I think that is because everything is too hard. It's hard. And I went from a 6-inch mattress from the 4-inch mattress, and then I had the 2-inch mattress as well, to a 2-inch mattress. So I put my yoga mat in between, and my yoga mat is really cushioning and it's really thin, so it doesn't take away any of the height space, and it has made a difference. I don't want to go adding too much on there because I don't want to take away my height space. I love the height space that I have. All right, I'm telling you, once again, I'm trying to manage the saliva. Sometimes it's challenging for me. Okay, the next question is from Cindy J. And Cindy J asks, are you going to live in your van until retirement? Do you get lonely? Are the days long without a job and being in a van? What do you do to pass the time? Okay, are you going to live in your van until retirement? I don't know. I honestly don't know. I think as long as I am comfortable and if I develop a year-long pattern of, campgrounds, a little traveling, this, that, and the other, if I can develop a year-long pattern that's really comfortable for me. And see, for me, I don't have to go to a gazillion different campgrounds. If I find one or two that will be the course of the time that I need to be somewhere, that's how my pattern is going to be. I already told y'all, you already know that PA campground is definitely going to be my every year go-to campground. After I leave PA in beginning of September, I think my immediate plan is to stay in Baltimore for a little bit until the holidays pass, because I don't want to go away and then have to come back to Baltimore and this, that, and the other. I probably would spend September to December in Baltimore and then repeat the next year. Let's see, do you get lonely? I never get lonely. I am someone who enjoys my own company. I enjoy being around myself. I enjoy doing things by myself. As you guys very well know, I have a low tolerance for people, and the older I get, that tolerance level low just gets up there. So I enjoy my me time. Just like I went to the movies by myself yesterday to see Woman King. It did not bother me a bit. I've been going to the movies on my own or by myself for years. The thing with being lonely is, if I want to be around people, I can be around people. If I have the urge to be around people, I can be around people. So it's not like I don't have anybody in my life, and if I'm lonely, this, that, and the other. I have people, I have friends and family that, like I said, when I want to be around people, I'll be around people. And the other ones are the days long without a job and being in a van. What do you do to pass the time? Now see, this one here it's kind of like, the thing that helps me to pass time is I always have in my mind at least 3 things that I'm going to be doing the next day. And I do that so that I won't wake up and have the feeling of, oh my goodness, what am I going to do today? I got all day and I don't have anything planned. So I pre-plan things in my head, what I'm going to do. Whether that's going to the gym, whether that's going to the library, whether that's going to the movies, whether that's going to see like the zoo or something, some kind of activity or something, a festival that's in town. I always have at least 3 things in my mind that I'm going to do the next day. And that helps me to get up the next morning with a purpose, with an itinerary, and move about my day. Now, the thing about those 3 things are, I don't have a specific time that I have to accomplish those 3 things. And the other thing I like to say is, I can bring my little behind down to a park and I can sit in my van now that I have this space here. I can go in the back just as you are in your home, and I can put a movie on and watch a movie or whatever. I have no problem passing time or doing things throughout the day. And the other thing is, if I decide to do something at the spare of the moment, I can just get up and do it, And the thing also, one other thing about that is, you'd be surprised as if you start feeling a little restless, you'd be surprised if you just change sceneries for a little bit. Like if I'm at my parking spot, maybe I'll leave the parking spot and come down to the park for an hour or so. It makes a big difference. All right, the next one is from Helen Hensel. What is the toughest thing about van life? What advice would you give a newbie van lifer? I don't think I've had any tough things. I think there are a lot of things when you start out that you have to figure out on your own and figure out what best works for you. But if I had to pick something, I would say at the very beginning, my first summers and my first winters, I would say the climate was the most challenging because, you know, if I lived in a place that was 75 degrees all year round, oh my goodness, I would be like, this lifestyle would be super, super easy for me. Not that it's hard for me now, but it would just be so much more enjoyable. I'm not a summer person. I hate being in the van in the summertime. My plan in the summer is to be out of the van way more than I am in the van. But I would definitely say the climate. I would not want to live somewhere that's hot all the time. Not living this lifestyle. If I was living, you know, in a traditional home or apartment, I would not mind it so much, even though I don't know about that neither because I'm not a summer person. But, so I like the Northeast where I am now. I like having the seasons because the thing about the winter, it's not going to last forever. It's going to last for about 2 months, 2.5 months, and then it's over until the next winter, you know? So that's the thing that I enjoy, and I think for me personally, a benefit of being up north is that it's seasonal. And each time the summer comes, it's going to be hot for a couple months, and then we out of it. And that's what I like about being up in the north, rather than to be down the south. I'd rather stay posted up north, and then when it gets cold here, move down south a little bit. All right, Robert's House asks, because you cook where you lay, does your clothes or vehicle smell like food? My clothes or vehicle does not smell like food because I don't fry foods. I think when you fry something, like if I'm frying fish in here or frying up some chicken up in here, those foods that produce like a smoke might leave, you know, a more food smell in the van. But I don't cook those things in here. Things that I cook are very mild, like I'll use my rice cooker to cook my curry chicken, or when I'm using my frying pan, even if I'm frying, I do a lot of sauteing more so than frying foods. If I fried foods, yes, that smoke and everything would probably, so the foods that I mainly fix, they produce more like a steam, more so than a smoke. So, no. All right, Natalie Rowe asks, how do you feel now that you have new teeth? Is your confidence greater than before, and how has it changed your life in this short period of time? Well, first of all, my confidence is still where it is. I had no problem in confidence. You know, I had that missing tooth for 4 years. So it did nothing for my confidence as far as gaining or lacking. You know, I was used to it. And the only reason I acted on getting new teeth is because 2 of my bottom teeth were starting to get loose. And I was like, okay, now it's time to do something because 2 more are going to be falling out eventually. So, no, I tell you, I can't say that it has changed the way I eat yet because I'm still working and learning how to eat with them. Only thing is I can bite down on food now. I can bite down on food more comfortable now. But as far as that, I'm still learning. I'm still, you know, eating and trying to figure out how to eat. It feels different because the dentures takes up space in your mouth that normally with your natural teeth does not take up that space. Your tongue has less room to function in now. You have less room to chew and process your food now. And that's the part that, for me personally, I have to get used to. I have to get used to that smaller space to eat and chew and digest my food. But I am happy that I did it. I mean, look at that. All right. Okay, this is going to be the last one because we're up at around 20 minutes now. And this is from JK with Love. There's a lot of videos about van life essentials, but in your experience, what are some things one could do without in this lifestyle? Now that you have reached your financial goal, how do you stay motivated to keep going? What are some strategies you can share on how to get more comfortable mentally with the idea of sleeping in your car? As you know, I too am on this journey and I feel myself unable to sleep. I'm going to start with that one. It's going to take some time to get used to what I call indoor-outdoor living, because you're basically sleeping outside, but you're inside a vehicle. I think one of the things that could be challenging is getting used to your outdoor surrounding sounds. You know, in your apartment, in your house, you don't hear sounds as clear as you do when you're sitting or laying in your car out on the street or wherever you are. So getting used to those outside noises is going to take some time. But I do highly recommend that you get yourself some earplugs. I have some, okay, I can't get them now. I have some yellow earplugs. Roll them up, put them in your ear, and it muffles the noise outside. It doesn't take it away 100% because you really still want to be aware of your surroundings. But the ones that I wear, if I think about it, I will put them in the description. They muffle it down probably halfway, and you don't hear things as clear. So I would say, JK, if you're not wearing earplugs, or if you are, maybe try a different one, you know, but definitely that. And the other thing, the second thing I would say is, you have to be comfortable in your surroundings. You have to feel safe where you are trying to go to sleep. If you don't feel safe, it's going to be nerve-wracking. You're going to always be up and looking around, and you're not going to be able to settle down and relax and go to sleep. So you have to find a place that you feel comfortable sleeping. And that's the hardest part for me when I travel, is finding a comfortable, safe place to sleep. It's not like my hometown. I'm used to it. I know the areas that I can sleep and feel safe and comfortable in. And those are the two keys, JK. I would say try to find a place where you're safe, and also try some earplugs to help block out some of the outdoor surrounding noise. All right, guys, that's going to be a wrap for today's video. Again, I'm going to do a part 2 of a Q&A. And after that part 2, that's when I'll start incorporating maybe one question and answer at the beginning of the videos. Because again, I got some really good questions here, and I don't want them to go unanswered. All right, guys, that's it for today's video. By the time you guys see this video, I probably would have met up with Michael, and we're going to begin our at least a 2-week road trip. So excited. All right, guys, as always, thanks for taking a few minutes out of your day to watch my videos. I appreciate you guys so much, and I'll see you guys the next time.